Pakistan, which proudly carries the banner of a youth population of above 60%. That youth, most of which is ill-educated, is ill-informed and is least practical. Why? I will tell you shortly in this video, so keep watching. Do you know what the greatest genius, Albert Einstein, has said about potential? That teaching a fish how to climb a tree and a monkey to swim is a waste of potential. Everyone's a genius. Every CEO has one thing in common: leadership skills and vision. Hence, they lead the company. But if they were to ask to play the interview of every department in the company as a CEO, then I can tell you, they will all fail that test. So when the CEO of a company cannot play every department's interview, then why is it compulsory for 40 students in a classroom to pass all the subjects? Mobile phones 150 years ago, mobile phones today. Cars 150 years ago, cars today. Classrooms 150 years ago, classrooms today. And this is the reality of factories, which creates human robots. Pakistan's education system, rather becoming the backbone, has unfortunately become the hollowest part of it. Let me put some questions here, and if you have some, do put them in the comment box. Why is unemployment rate increasing so rapidly in Pakistan? Why has the suicide rate increased in young students in Pakistan? Why do most Pakistanis prefer doing jobs abroad? Why do politicians, celebrities and public figures always send their children out of Pakistan for higher education? Why don't government servants, businessmen, politicians, doctors, lawyers send their children to government-run schools? Why is that if a person is unable to speak fluently in English, he is considered to have poor communication skills? Why is that if a student who asks logical questions about the system of education is regarded as indisciplined and useless? Why is Pakistan producing an army of young cheaters and not professionals, as evident from our rotten examination system? Why is that our students are totally oblivious of the present world scenarios, be it international relations, science, IT, research? Why are students not interested in learning about the history of rulers, but rather achievers of present time? Why are students taught about obsolete processes and not about the importance of money, how it is diversified, how it is generated, and how to invest? Why are students not taught about leadership skills, leadership mindset, and leadership techniques? Why are homeworks and assignments preferred over research? Why are children not taught to be problem solvers? Why are they not encouraged to take decisions, which could be right or wrong, but that confidence is secondary to none? Why are children not taught about pressing social issues? Well, in today's video, we will look into all of these questions, so stay connected. We all know that the British developed the educational system in United India, which Pakistan inherited in 1947. Their sole purpose was to create slaves and not leaders. When the British were ruling over United India, they had to face two major problems in controlling the population. The first problem was of communication. Muslims did not know English, which made it very difficult for the British to instruct and manipulate us. The second major problem was a lack of manpower. Manpower which would be only obedient to instructions. Clerks, office boys, factory workers, all of these were much needed because they had already brought the leaders along with them. The British left 76 years ago, but their legacy still remains. English is not merely an acquired language in Pakistan. It's sort of a status symbol of fashion, a never-ending fashion. We gradually moved away from our salutations to highs and hellos, and then our books started getting converted into English from Urdu. Spoken English was made compulsory in schools, and an ideology began which created a division amongst people. People who spoke English were considered high class, and those who could not speak English properly were considered lower class. This further accentuated the problem with the inception of private schools' business sector, which widened the gulf between English and Urdu medium schools. The new curriculum versus the old curriculum. Now let's discuss the second problem. You must have seen that people blindly follow one another in Pakistan. This is called herd mentality. But do you know that this mentality is acquired, and we've all been a victim of it since childhood? How? Well, the format of our schools are just like a factory. Entry, lunch, home time. Everything is upon the ring of a bell. Right from childhood, Students are being trained to follow the patterns, to stay in control. Sensors are being set in brains of children, which would naturally react upon the ring of the bell. The British made sure that the natives were trained for slavery at the grassroots level. Now, I'm sure you must have heard that to bring a social change, you have to change the books and methods of schooling. And this is exactly what has happened with us. But the sad part is that they did whatever they had to do and left. And today we are doing exactly the same. We have not been able to change or add anything of value to the colonial system of teaching since independence, and hence the results are obvious. Our schools are teaching things which are completely outdated, obsolete, a thing of the past. How many of you have been able to understand where trigonometry, geometry, sin, cos, tan, square roots have to be used? How many of you have found the practical use of Mughal rule in your daily lives? Or the 17th bloody expeditions Mahmud Ghaznavi made in this region? Students in our country are being trained for the past, and this is why Pakistan is many years behind from the rest of the world. Now you tell me how difficult it is to teach students the things which are actually going to be useful for them in their real life, like public speaking, financial literacy, digital marketing, artificial intelligence, robotics, Facebook ads, stocks, investment strategies, content creation, how to grow an Instagram or YouTube, how to manage money, how to build your own company, how to manage your team, how to be a good leader, how to stay away from debts, how to deal with pressure, goal setting, time management, stress management, and this list is endless. How difficult it is to teach about Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, rather teaching about Akbar, Babur and the Tughlaqs, whose lives will have no positive impact in practical life. How difficult will it be to teach a student how Robert Kiyosaki, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs created huge empires, people they can relate to in their lives. Whoever raises question over this obsolete and draconian form of learning is told to follow the system, because schools will only teach what they know best, the outdated stuff. No one is ready to think out of the box. If all of us eventually have to earn money, then why aren't the students taught about money? Why does no one tell the students about how money is created, how it is grown, how it is diversified? In the last 10 years, the world has changed as much as it had not changed in the past 100 years. Today, there are several ways available to earn money, but no one teaches these methods to our children. The culprit is our educational system. It is forcing our children to play the game of the 21st century according to the rules and tools of the 20th century, which is a lost battle long before fought. Hence, our failure is certain, because a student who has passed 12th grade still remains totally unaware of the basic hardships about life. Schools are indeed developing well-filled minds of students, but those minds are not well formed. It is shaping them into zombies of perfection in the practical life, whereas the reality is much different to all of that. Hence, we are adding numbers in the crowd and not producing leaders. Our children are emphasized about degrees and report cards, which was also a technique developed by the British to check if people they ruled over had attended schools regularly. The companies then used to hire on the basis of degrees, and students started going to schools and colleges as an incentive. And this cycle continues till date. But today, no employer is actually interested in degrees or grades, or A's or A stars. Employers are looking at your skills, your passion, your excitement to learn new techniques. But this basic element is deficient in our teachers and students. And why would the teachers be excited when they are being paid a meager salary of 60 to 70,000 rupees a month, which is not enough to meet their basic needs? If the person who has the responsibility of shaping Pakistan's future is not able to even earn a decent livelihood, why should they be happy? Where will the excitement to teach something extra or something new in a different way form? This is the reason why most of the teachers are unhappy, frustrated, and depressed, which eventually culminates upon the students, leaving them more frustrated and depressed, and hence suicides. That's why children don't want to attend classes. But the pattern has to be followed, so the criteria of minimum 75% attendance is imposed, which means that they will neither live nor will they let you live. In present times, if you want a competitive edge in the market, you will have to learn the things which schools and colleges do not teach you. Skills that you are interested in, be it playing guitar, piano, digital marketing, graphic designing, video editing, cinematography, online teaching, fashion, anything. literally anything. What about parents who spend on their children's education by selling their valuables, believing that their child will get a good job, but only unemployment awaits them on the other side? Why? Because they are not properly trained for this vicious world that is progressing at light speed. Hence, they are forced to work abroad, leading to brain drain. The requirements of our academic pattern are just assignments, homework, classwork and results, a pattern of yesteryears. So finally, my question still remains the same. When the CEO of a company cannot clear the interview of every department, then why is it mandatory for 40 students of a classroom to pass all the subjects? And yes, I would like to add one thing, that I'm not at all against education. Education is extremely important, but education where a child can learn the tricks and trades of today and tomorrow and be ready for the onslaught this rapidly world has to offer. Had I not been educated, I would not have been able to talk and properly present my point to you all. But yes, I'm against a system that is decomposed and is rotten, the real matrix.